Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Welcome back to Forced Strategy Gaming. Going to be casting a match for you today between Mouse's MaNa and Liquid's TLO, the little one, playing as Zerg, and MaNa, of course, being the red Protoss. So Zerg versus Protoss here on Steps of War should be exciting. Should be a really exciting matchup. And while I'm talking right now, doing this cast, I am realizing there's a huge discrepancy between my commentating and my strategy videos in terms of how I sound. I suppose, you know, someone mentioned when I first really started diving into doing some of the commentaries on top of the strategy videos, someone mentioned that I sound a lot more excited in the commentaries. It's not, I mean, yes, obviously doing commentaries is cool and fun and I enjoy it, but it's more of a matter, you know, this is supposed to be entertaining. I'm supposed to be, you know, kind of, you know, doing all sorts of fancy stuff. I'm seeing a 10 pool coming out for the little one. But anyways, the strategy videos are just more about, you know, I'm like your teacher, you know. I'm like your English teacher, freshman year. Freshman 101, I'm your English teacher. And you know, it's not that it's not exciting, it's just that we're kind of really discussing the nitty-gritty of things. And because of that, you know, it's not really, I'm not going to start yelling and screaming while I'm doing a strategy video. That'd be really stupid. But anyways, why would I even mention that? Well, I did just come out with a strategy video, and I'm going to make sure that's uploaded before this commentary so that all of this is making sense to you. Little one, going to be moving into MaNa's base right now. MaNa just dropping that gateway. Now, that could be a little problematic because we did see a 10 pool for the little one. So the little one's going to be pushing out with Zerglings in the very near future, and I'm not quite sure MaNa's going to be prepared for it. You can see those Zerglings building right now. MaNa's gateway only 50% of the way finished right now. My life for ire, he says, because the little one is telling him it is never too late to try to play Zerg, and he tells him to embrace the queen. Well, that's kind of creepy. But anyways, Zergling's just about to pop right now. Little one gonna be moving forward, first taking out that probe, moving forward with these 6 Zerglings. There they go. So at this point, MaNa definitely needs to finish that wall off. I also want to make sure that first Zealot is on the way, and don't lose this drone, the little one. Try to block that building placement. Dizzy, oh, very close. So almost got that drone just in time. He would have stopped that Siren X-Core placement, and even delaying that for just a few moments could have been absolutely huge for him. Now MaNa is going to want to finish this wall off. He does see those Zerglings pushing forward right now, so is he going to finish the wall off in time? Yes, he does. Pylon going down. He's definitely going to take some damage here, though. First Zealot out. He definitely went on the wrong side there. I suppose he didn't want to push on this side, though, because he would have gotten surrounded there. And there we go. So getting that Zealot up in the front now and moving that wall to the back. Getting that second Zealot on the way as well. He is getting gas, but not a whole bunch. He's going to be able to come out with that Stalker the second that this next Zealot finishes. He's going to want to put that Stalker. Lots of damage to this gateway, though, so the little one taking full advantage of the fact that the Zealots are forced to chill back there. But no, that Zealot feeling brave, pushing forward. And there we go. We saw another cancel of that building. So now that the threat is gone, he doesn't want a complete wall off. He just want to make sure there is space for his units. But he took a lot of damage to that gateway. He very well could have lost it. And my gosh, look at this. The little one going with that high yield expansion. Very risky because it is difficult to defend. You know, pretty much if MaNa spots this, the little one's gonna lose this expansion. It's very difficult to defend it being so far away from the main. Now at this point, the little one, of course, does have to prepare for his transition. That extractor is coming up. He needs to move on and get something else other than these Zerglings with no speed upgrade. It's going to be a little bit of time before he can start researching that metabolic boost. And I think at this point, the MaNa is going to try to take advantage of that fact. He realizes the 10 pool really pretty much did fail. I mean, it did force MaNa to create these additional pylons out front and kind of come out with a wall that he may have not otherwise. But you can see he did cancel those buildings after the threat was gone. So he actually didn't take too many losses except for this base damage here. So moving forward with the units, but enough Zerglings over there gonna get a surround of the units and manage to mop up that small task force of 2 Zealots and 1 Stalker that pushed forward. Second Stalker was on the way, but no. So the little one had enough Zerglings to fend that off, no problem. And there we go, just getting enough SP gas right now. Metabolic boost has just started, so he's gonna be getting those speedlings in the near future. Now at this point, what exactly is MaNa gonna be doing? Well, we can see that additional gateway coming down. Looks like he's gonna be staying on gateway tech unless we see a robotics. No, another gateway, so he is very likely going to be just staying on this gateway tech, maybe going for a 4 gate. And again, this expansion over here, the little one's going to be getting a lot of extra resources unless MaNa manages to spot it. And then, like I said, it's going to be very easy for him to take it out. Now, speed is still, it's only about 50% of the way finished right now, so he's not really going to be able to catch up and surround these Stalkers, unfortunately for him. Probably going to see him on hold position right there, and there we go. So good job there by MaNa. And here we go, warp gates coming in, and there is that additional gateway. So we are seeing a 4 gate right now from MaNa, deciding not to get that robotics facility, not choosing to tech up, just going to stay on this gateway tech for the time being. And I think it's definitely important to note that the fact that the little one didn't manage to do a ton of damage in that push is going to definitely set him back. And you can see clearly, I mean, this is probably a large part in the decision of him going for this high yield. He's trying to compensate for that setback that he has economically. Obviously, a 10 pool isn't the most economic of builds. You would look to get 14 or 15 pool if you're considering economy, or obviously that early expansion that a lot of Zerg players do as well. So being set back in economy, the little one's going to try to compensate for that in this high yield expansion. And again, the longer he can keep it up, the better off he's going to be. Getting Queen there as well for that inject larva, so excellent work over there. Going to be coming out with this level 1 upgrade right now, and here we go, teching up to a layer, so moving up to that higher tech, and this is where things can get a little bit problematic. MaNa is going to be trying to do a strong 4-gate push, clearly, that's his intention here, and he's going to need to do a ton of damage with that, otherwise he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Moving up to layer tech means that the little one's going to be able to take advantage of those higher level upgrades, as well as some of those higher tech buildings there. So moving forward with the Zerglings, not going to be able to engage there though, since he can't get us around. Also, there's a few too many zealots, and those sentries with those force fields are going to make things a little bit difficult for those Zerglings. So we can see here coming out with additional Zerglings. We do also have a Baneling's Nest right now on the way for the little one. So throwing some Banelings in the mix definitely going to help his cause there. We're going to want to target light units like the zealots and or the sentries, or of course using them to bust through that front wall. That could be an option as well. We do have this warp gate with very low health there, so definitely want to be careful. The little one's going to want to make sure he tries to protect this expansion. I'm not sure why he's not sending at least one Zergling to have this Xel'Naga, just so he can see if his opponent's checking that. MaNa's going to be pushing forward, seeing that there's no expansion right now. I think he's a little concerned as to what exactly is going on, and look at that, rerouting his forces to the high yield. He knows exactly what's going on. The fact that the little one hasn't expanded yet, he realizes for certain the little one is a lot smarter than that. He knows that he needed an expansion, so checking that high yield, and he does find it. And in the meanwhile, Zergling's running into the main of MaNa, going to be devastating his economy. MaNa is only on one base. He cannot afford to lose too many workers. There are some zealots being warped in there though, so that did manage to push off a lot of those Zerglings, but the Zerglings doing quite a bit of damage, and they just about, not at the moment, but there we go, more Zerglings moving in as well, so still not blocking off his ramp. Seeing that Zergling run by, he didn't put a zealot in the front to block off the ramp, and that is a little bit devastating. Those extra, wow, more Zerglings moving into the mineral line of MaNa. This is a big problem. MaNa not finishing that wall off, finally warping in a zealot there to finish that wall off, but it is a little too late at this point. He took a lot of damage, and it looks like the little one's going to be able to drop this Nexus, and that could be it for MaNa. Losing that Nexus is absolutely huge. He doesn't even have enough resources at this point to build another Nexus, so I think that's pretty much game over, folks. Really big blunder there by MaNa. Again, not making sure that that front was properly protected. You know, if you push out as Protoss, you have a few options. You of course can have that zealot on hold, but the other option would be to just put another pylon down, block it off completely, so that Zergling run-bys like this cannot happen. I mean, again, as you can see, it just absolutely devastating. Just to deal with this push, he had to warp in some additional units to fend it off, and as such, he does not have the resources to come out with a Nexus, so he is SOL right now. I mean, I'm not sure, unless he tries to push out and mop up these last, there's a few remaining units, but no, lots of units right here for the little one, so even with this push, I don't think he's going to be able to mop him up. There's just way too much going on. He's got way too many units, and I'm not sure, I mean, this is going to be like a last-ditch effort from MaNa. He does just call good game. I think he saw the Baneling. He realized Banelings are on the board, so that's pretty much the end of the story there. So yeah, that was a big mistake there by MaNa, unfortunately. The major suggestion would be, of course, you know, you push out as a Protoss player. If you're not going to warp in a zealot to finish that wall off there by having that small entrance blocked and having that zealot on hold, then the suggestion would be to just place a pylon right there as well. If you decide you need to move units from your base out again, you can just kill the pylon. But I mean, I guess the best way really would just be to get that zealot, and then if you see the push coming, maybe warp in some sentries, get some force fields going down, and you're all set. But unfortunately, MaNa did have that wide open area. He managed to fend off the first wave of Zerglings, but there were more Zerglings streaming in, and since that Nexus dropped, without those resources, he literally could not continue the game. He can't like salvage these buildings to get resources back, and he couldn't ask the little one for resources. I'm not sure the little one would have given them to him. So anyways, once again, this has been Force and Force Strategy Gaming. This is a 2-game series too, so I'm going to be moving on to game number 2 right after this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the cast. If you do, subscribe to the channel, and as always, keep watching and keep owning. Now inside of the base here, like I said, like I'd mentioned, we are going to be going for that gateway robo build opening. So far you can see only one gateway at this point. We are about 27 supply in. So typically if we were going for something like a 4-gate or 3-gate blink stalker, you would see an additional building by this point. But no, waiting until that first 100 Vespian comes up after, you know, of course, researching that warp gate research and getting that first stalker. And then the next 100 Vespian after that, still on this one gas, is going to be used for dropping that robotics facility. So let's look at the opening thus far. It's been pretty standard with the 9 pylon, 12 gateway, 14 simulator.